Good morning, Akron, Indiana, Rochester, Indiana, and the Tippecanoe Valley community. My name is Jeff Yalden. I think many of you probably know me, and for those of you that don't, I was a speaker that came into the district and spoke to the middle school and high school students and the community back in February. Since then, I have stayed in touch with many of the people through social media and messaging, and you all have become very dear and close to my heart. I'm speaking to you this morning with a heavy heart as I found out late yesterday afternoon of the car accident involving two graduates, Tehya and Brandon. And if I mispronounce the name Tehya, I'm sorry, please forgive me. So last night I heard from many, many people sharing with me what is going on, what happened, and I know a lot of it might be hearsay and rumors, and I don't want to elaborate any further. I just want to say that my prayers and thoughts are with each and every one of you, especially the families of Tehya and Brandon. From what I do understand is Brandon is doing well. I know Tehya was flown to the hospital and is in ICU, and we don't know what's going on right now. So as I come here with my heart to your heart, I want to share with you something that I prayed about last night. I don't know how many of you have a God or a higher power, but I know when life is good, we seem to forget about God. But when life is bad and tragedy hits, we always say, "Dear God." I don't think God should be in our lives when things aren't good and we need to pray. I think God should be in our lives all the time. I prayed last night and I asked God, I said, why this community? Why this young lady? Why this young man? Why the families? They've been hit with so much. And as I sat there and I thought to myself as I felt God talking to me that God reiterated what I usually say, and that's that life is not fair. And life is not perfect. Life will never be perfect. And God said, well, look at me. My son died for everyone's sins. You know, life is not perfect. There's a couple that chooses to get married and they share vows with one another, and years later, for whatever reason, they grow apart and divorce. The Tippecanoe girls basketball team went to the state championship this year, and they lost. Life is not perfect. We have our ups, we have our downs. Many of us, we deal with addictions, we deal with abuse, we deal with alcoholism, and within our four walls, life is not perfect. And so as I come to you, I don't know where we're going to be this afternoon or tonight. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. But I pray to each and every one of you that we are able to deal and accept. None of us is given time. But yet time is the only thing that will ever hold us accountable for who we are, our attitude, behavior, choices, and our actions. I think there's a plan for each and every one of us. And no matter what happens, we can choose to become bitter and angry, or we can choose to become better and more grateful. Again, let's go back to life is not perfect. It never will be perfect. Life is not fair. It never will be fair. I hope at this time, in the short amount of time that I have, that I can share my heart with your heart, is that we come together once again as a community. We go to our churches. We pray. If there's a candlelight ceremony, a vigil somewhere, we all attend, regardless of your relationship with a God or higher power. We all attend to give our heart to our friend's heart. It takes a community to raise our children, and you're just that community. You're a strong community that has gone through a lot. And we may continue to go through more, like every community does. And there's so many questions to ask, and those questions may never be answered. But if you ask me, my thoughts are we wake up every single day with an attitude of gratitude for the little things that we have. The fact that we're able to see and see beautiful colors, that we're able to feel, that we're able to touch. And sometimes a hug can take everything away. So I hope that each and every one of you reach out and hug everybody, especially the families of Brandon and Tehya. I know more than anything, they need you right now to let them know how much their kids meant to you. I know Brandon was driving, and so there might be a lot of anger or resentment, or you did this, you did that. Stop. Nobody knows, nor does it matter anymore. We can live our lives in the past forever, that you should have done this, you could have done that, why this, why that, why at this time, why were you going that way? The bottom line is simply this. It's acceptance and it's forgiveness. It's about having a heart to where you can forgive as quickly as you might judge. I think Brandon's going to need that, and so will his family. And to all the young people that might be listening, let me tell you something. Driving is a privilege that comes with incredible responsibility. We always keep our eyes on the road, and we never take such a machine for granted. We wear our seatbelts, we obey the laws, we stop at stop signs, we obey the speed limit, we yield when we need to, and we remember the privilege that we're given to drive a car. Living life is a privilege. And I think one of the greatest ways that we can move through this process is that we can choose to love, we can choose to pray, we can choose our attitude, we can choose our emotions. My friends, I always say, it's going to be okay. Maybe not in the immediate future, maybe not right now, but remember, we wake up every morning with an attitude of gratitude. We put one foot in front of the other. We put a smile on our face. We love and reach out and help our neighbors. My friends, I care so deeply about every one of you. You're very special to me. And with all the people that reached out to me last night, I felt obligated to just share my heart with your heart. I love and appreciate you all. And I will continue praying. And I will continue thinking about you. Thank you for letting me share my heart with you.